today.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Boy, yesterday turned out to be gorgeous. Can we see two in a row?
I think we can, Gary. I think we can. We got some sunshine today. A little chilly to start. We got some winds, but that's about it. We got some sun this afternoon. In fact, a view outside right now from our vantage point here on Smith Hill in Deerfield is a view of the bustling city of Utica early this morning. And so far, yes, it is starting out on the cooler side. We are in the 30s officially reported at Griffis. And in fact, the warmer spot here locally sits up at Saranac Lake at 40 degrees. Now, this is all just dependent on the cloud cover that we saw yesterday, which prevented some fast cooling. But nonetheless, here's a look at visibility here. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is that I looked at some satellite imagery coming in, and there's some valley fog moving in those of you in the southern valleys. So just a heads up that we got some isolated fog to track this morning. So plan accordingly on your morning commute today. Yorkville Battery Live Radar, a dry start today and a dry afternoon. Lots of sunshine, highs in the 60s. Certainly a little breezy, wind speeds between 10 and 15 miles per hour during the afternoon. But again, we'll take the sun, we'll take the 60s. It feels a lot like a late April day. Now, we are looking at a pretty dry stretch heading into the end of the week. We have some rain chances as we head into Saturday. We got new details on the timing and how the front that moves in sets up this rain impact. We'll have all the latest details on that coming up in a few short minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Clinton School District held a...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Time now 5:11. Here's what you can expect in your forecast and minute heading out the door this morning. And aside from some early morning fog and some cooler temperatures, it's a pretty nice day to start. We begin with clear skies over the city of Utica, calm winds, feels like 38 degrees, sunrise at 6:11. That's sunset getting later and later at 7:55. Again, look at that visibility. Got a couple areas with reduced visibility. Hamilton, Ithaca, heading down toward the Catskills. More importantly, it's impacting a lot of the southern valleys in Shenango and Otsego County. Yorkville Battery Live Radar showing dry conditions today. And as you see here, temperatures climb into the low 60s with sunshine, decent winds today, and overall a pretty pleasant spring afternoon expected. Now, coming up in a few minutes, we'll be talking about how Friday looks and how the weekend looks. If you have any plans, we have an early preview of any rain chances we'll be tracking coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Johnson Park Center in Utica has served the city now for...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday. Time now is 5:19, going on 5:20, and we start your day today with a view of downtown Utica and a pretty clear sky out there. Some of you might be experiencing some fog this morning, but otherwise it's a pretty uneventful start to your day. 38 degrees reported at Griffis with some calm winds at play here, and the Yorkville Battery Live Radar showing dry conditions. So the bigger picture shows what we've been mentioning the past few days. A ridge set up here keeping our weather pretty dry at least until Friday night into Saturday morning. You see here we got the arrival of rainfall, but notice it's not quite reaching us entirely. We've got a very unique setup here where the tail end of the jet stream is basically acting as a barrier. So some of you in the northeastern sections of the area might miss out on rain entirely on Saturday. We'll zoom in here on our Skycast to show you what I mean. So today, it's sunny, it's breezy, highs in the 60s. Not too bad of a spring day on tap today. Tonight, we got clouds rolling in. I mentioned yesterday the frost potential, at least tomorrow morning. And it all depends on where these clouds are. Now, the clouds are a bit more on the stronger side by tomorrow morning than they were yesterday with the latest data. So in the Adirondacks, frost is pretty likely, but in the Mohawk Valley, as long as you see clouds above you, the frost is not a concern. Then by Friday afternoon, we've got partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Notice here, closer to sunset, a few isolated rain showers southwest of Utica could roll through. Very light, if any. And then by Saturday morning, 6 a.m., we start out in the 30s. We warm up into the 40s, and you see here this slow-moving rain system. And watch, as you head up, say, to Hamilton County and northern Herkimer County, you're going to seriously miss a portion of this rainfall that moves through. Look at how that arrives to the area, and then it pretty much just moves through the Mohawk Valley and then fades out as we head overnight. So a mainly southwestern effect of this rain chance on Saturday. So today, highs in the 60s, blue skies, decent westerly wind or northwesterly wind here, approaching 10 to 15 miles per hour in that afternoon window right there. And then following today, we've got another nice day tomorrow. Rain showers Saturday, sunshine returns on Sunday and Monday, a little warm up too. A high of 68 on Monday, and remaining in the low 60s Tuesday and Wednesday next week. So I think a lot of us are eager for this type of weather here. I know it's not 80s like we saw last week, but it's 60s, it's sunshine, so get some of that spring cleaning done over the next few days.
Yeah, yesterday was gorgeous.
Beautiful day yesterday.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:23. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you liked yesterday's weather, get ready for 2 in a row. But Eric, you were mentioning it starts off cold here in the morning once again.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little chilly to start, Gary. We're in the 30s this morning. Here's a look at the latest temperatures. Now, it's not widespread below freezing, so not in terms of widespread frost like we saw earlier in the week, but nonetheless, a little chilly. So grab that jacket heading out the door this morning. On top of that, we're also tracking a bit of fog forming in some locations, mainly in the southern tier and southern valleys, as well as heading out toward the capital region. But you see here, generally that map focusing in this zone right here. So the radar right now is entirely dry. It's a pretty dry morning, and it's going to be a dry day today. We go from the 30s up to the low 60s to mid 60s this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. Yes, it's a little breezy today, but enjoy the blue skies and dry weather. Go out for that afternoon walk. Maybe take that afternoon walk on your lunch break. You just have an extra layer, like a sweatshirt or a long sleeve to stay warm, because that wind will certainly make it feel a little bit cooler than it actually is. But nonetheless, as we head throughout the evening tonight, we're going to see clouds increase and then a pretty quiet overnight. But in the near-term forecast, especially as we head into Saturday, we have the potential of some rain showers. We'll have the details on the timing of it, as well as what locations might be missing the rain entirely coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Now to the war with Iran, where after...
2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Bit of a foggy start this morning in Cooperstown and a lot of locations in the southern valleys. Good morning, everybody. Time now for our photo of the day, and this one brings us to the city of Rome. And a great shot right here, sent in by Linda, of a blue jay. And I think one of the best things of springtime, and one of the earlier signs of spring usually get before everything turns green, before all the snow melts, you start hearing the birds chirping in the morning. And that's certainly something that you take for granted when it's very quiet in the middle of winter time. But nonetheless, this is a time of year where the birds are getting more active. Of course, one of the best things about this time of year, too, the hummingbirds making their appearance as well. But either way, amazing photo of this blue jay in Rome. If you have a photo like this, like to share with us, seeing the spring scene in your neck of the woods, go to WKTV.com/weather/pics. That photo and every photo of your morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Now, coming up in a few minutes, we'll be talking a bit about some rain chances as we head into Saturday and who sees it and who won't straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Yesterday was Earth Day.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Currently seeing some of the twilight of the early morning with plenty of clear skies on tap today. Here's a look at downtown Utica right now. A gorgeous scene out there. Some of you witnessing some fog this morning, like in the southern valleys, but at least in the Mohawk Valley and north, it's a relatively clear start to the day. Current conditions officially 38 at Griffis with calm winds to start. That will change, though, as we head into the afternoon. Yorkville Battery Live Radar showing quiet conditions all across the region, pretty much set in stone by this ridge that we have over central New York, which is keeping our weather pretty quiet. However, at the back side of this ridge, we're going to start to see a low pressure system approach, kind of collide with this ridge, and see how it kind of fades away, pushes south. It kind of hits a barrier, because I'm going to go back, you can see this again. Pretty much think of this as a wall, and that rainfall begins to approach, and then sure enough, as it reaches our area, it slows down and pretty much moves to the south and east. And that's what we're tracking here as we head into Friday and Saturday, which is making Saturday's rain forecast a bit complicated. But alas, today it's in the 60s, it's sunny, it's dry, it's beautiful spring day, just a little breezy. As we head into the overnight hours tonight, we're back down into the 40s. Now, keep in mind, when I mentioned frost risk yesterday, the big variable here is cloud cover. Now, in areas where the clouds are not taking place in the Adirondacks, frost is certainly likely. But as long as we have cloud cover over us, it's going to prevent that radiational cooling, and frost is less and less likely. So we'll keep a close eye on how clouds behave tonight. Tomorrow, though, we're back into the upper 50s, pushing 60 again, with a lot of sun and a mix of sun and clouds. And then by Friday evening and Friday night, a few stray showers south and west of Utica before we begin the day Saturday, initially dry in the 30s, and then widespread rain moves in. And look at this. Areas to the north and east pretty much missing this rainfall entirely, or right on the barrier of the edge of that ridge pattern, which is pretty much preventing areas in Vermont from seeing a lot of this rainfall as it pushes its way toward the Atlantic coast near New York City. So that's the story for Saturday. Today, though, it's sunny, highs in the 60s. A little breezy, though, as you see right here. Wind speeds between 10 and 15 miles per hour throughout much of the afternoon hours. Your 7-day forecast following today, as I mentioned, a beautiful day tomorrow and a rainy Saturday, depending on location. Sunny on Sunday, and temperatures overall heading into next week looking pretty average in the 60s. Not too bad of a stretch of weather as we wrap up the month of April.
Yeah, today looks gorgeous again.
Get out and enjoy it.
For sure. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:54. Still
With Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And boy, yesterday turned out gorgeous, and you were saying 2 in a row today, right?
2 in a row today, Gary. Sunny out. I know a little breezy, but it's in the 60s.
Nice.
How about that? Let's take a look at the latest conditions outside right now. 37 officially at Griffis in Rome, 34 in Hamilton. We are just on the fringe of frost in some spots. Officially frosty at Saranac Lake at 30 degrees. Of course, that sun peeking over the horizon. We're going to see a lot more of these sunshine icons move through in a matter of a few minutes. On top of that, though, we have some fog we're tracking here, too. The latest on visibility. A couple of pockets of dense fog as you head down, mainly in the southern valleys and toward the capital region. In fact, here's a latest look at the Mesnet camera networks. A couple spots here. We got Sherburne here with some fog, Lawrence with fog. So just a heads up, especially for those of you south that got a bit of a area of reduced visibility this morning. A live view of the Yorkville Battery Live Radar. We have quiet conditions to start your day today, and it's going to be completely dry for the next 12 hours. Our highs will approach the low to mid 60s. Yes, it's a little breezy today. 5 to 10 miles per hour to start the day, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds as we head into the afternoon. But as long as the sun is shining and the temperatures are like this, overall a pretty nice spring day on tap. We got another nice day tomorrow, but will we dry out, or remain dry that is, or could we see some rain chances approach the weekend? We'll have all the details on that for you coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Clinton School District held a community.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is 6:10, going on 6:11. Here's a look at your forecast in a minute on your Thursday morning for your Thursday ahead. Here's a look right now at the current conditions in downtown Utica. Crystal clear skies, temperature of 37 degrees officially at Griffiths and Rome, with some calm winds to start. That'll change as we head throughout the afternoon. More on that here shortly, though. Here's a look at our tower cam facing the eastern sky over the Mohawk Valley. We have some fog that's starting to form here. It's a bit faded for now, but I'm just looking off camera here at our satellite imagery. And as you progress throughout the morning, you can kind of see more and more of the southern valleys, especially starting to see more of that fog. But nonetheless, aside from the fog, it's a pretty quiet start to your day. Radar is dry. No rain expected this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, with highs in the 60s. So get out and enjoy it today. Yes, it might be a bit blustery this afternoon. Wind speeds between 10 and 15 miles per hour from the northwest, but that's the only impact. Enjoy the 60-plus degree day today. Another nice day tomorrow, but will that last into the weekend? We'll track any rain chances as we head into Saturday, coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Johnson Park Center in Utica has served the city now for 30 years. And
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday. Time now is 6:19, and we begin with plenty of blue skies out there. Here's a live view of downtown Utica. Now, we are tracking some fog starting to form, mainly in the southern valleys, starting to creep into the Mohawk Valley, but nonetheless, it's a, regardless, pretty pleasant morning out there. Just a little chilly. 37 degrees, a little brisk, but calm winds to start your day today. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing, again, dry conditions to start. It's going to be a pretty dry day today as this ridge pattern sets up over central New York that we've been mentioning the past few days. Now, as we head into the end of the week, into the weekend, we've got low pressure approaching from the west on Saturday. Watch what happens. The rain approaches, and then it starts to slide its way south. That is one of the impacts of a atmospheric ridge, these northwest winds and the jet stream basically acting like a wall, preventing that rainfall from pushing more north and east. So some of us might see a decent rainfall Saturday. Some of you might remain entirely dry. So a bit of a challenging forecast for you as we head into the first half of the weekend. For now, though, let's look at today and tomorrow. Sunny skies, temperatures in the 50s, pushing low 60s by noontime. A beautiful afternoon and evening. A little breezy, though. A few passing clouds. Following that, we're going to see temperatures fall into the 40s. Some spots below freezing. So here's the difference when it comes to frost potential. We've got some lingering clouds here. Those of you that see clear skies will likely see frost, especially those of you not in the Adirondacks. But for a lot of us that see the cloud cover, it's going to prevent those temperatures from free falling. So keep that in mind for frost risk tonight into tomorrow. Tomorrow, though, it's sunny, a mix of sun and clouds, a few stray showers south and west of Utica. And then as we head overnight, it's going to start out initially dry Saturday with the arrival of rain showers Saturday afternoon. It's moving very slowly, but again, look to the north near Speculator, Old Forge, barely seeing a drop of rain as that rain shower moves its way closer to the coast. So today, again, a beautiful day, temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s, with a decent wind here. We're talking 10 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. In the morning, though, the winds are relatively quiet, so just bear that in mind if you have any plans this evening. Your 7-day forecast: sunshine on tap tomorrow, rain showers on Saturday, but more sun chances Sunday and Monday. So I've seen worse 7 days, Gary. This is certainly a very nice one. We've got 60s, we've got sunshine, and I would love to see a lot more of this. Maybe some slightly warmer temperatures in the near future. So stay tuned.
Yeah, enjoy the next couple of days. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are getting ready to head out the door this morning, it is dry, but Eric, a bit chilly.
Yeah, that's right. We're in the 30s to start, Gary. A little cooler than yesterday morning, but lots of sunshine on tap today. Here's a look at the latest trends across the state right now in terms of temperature. Let's begin locally. 37 in Rome, 34 Johnstown, right around or below freezing up in the Adirondacks and up toward Watertown. But as you head to the south and west, we're approaching the 40s, and we're expected to remain on the warmer side today, at least compared to days past. Visibility is something that might be impacted this morning as well. We got some patchy fog we're tracking both in the southern valleys as well as fog trying to form in the Mohawk Valley. Here's a look right now at the Mesnet camera networks, and as you can see right here, we got some fog down in Sherburne and Lawrence. So far, though, the rest of the area looking at generally clear and sunny. So radar right now is looking dry. Expected to be dry for the entire day today. Wall-to-wall sunshine, highs in the 60s. Now, winds do pick up, though. It's not going to be calm wind-wise, 10 to 15 miles per hour, so do with that information what you wish. But either way, following today, winds will be a lot weaker. A few more clouds on Friday, but then we're tracking some rain chances as we head into Saturday. We'll be tracking those for you coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Now to the war with Iran.
Omni, cutting-edge surgery without the cutting.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Bit of a foggy scene in Cooperstown. Good morning, everybody. We are starting out your day today with some sunshine, some fog, but cool temperatures as we climb into the 60s. Now, as we are continuing our springtime season, a great photo right here sent in to us from Rome by Linda showcases a blue jay and an amazing shot of a beautiful bird here. And one of the best parts of springtime personally is when you wake up in the early morning and instead of mainly quiet conditions, you start to hear all the birds chirping, and it really brings you back to the feeling that warm weather is approaching, certainly today, and especially some warmer days ahead, longer days ahead, lots of sunshine as well. So we've got amazing shot right here. If you have something like this you'd like to share with us that showcases the spring spirit in your area, flowers, birds, you name it, nature coming alive, go to WKTV.com/weather/pics. That photo and every photo of your morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Boonville police are investigating.
Dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are starting out with some sunshine. Some of you treated some fog this morning as well, but nonetheless, the fog will lift, and it's going to turn out to be a very nice spring day today. A live view of downtown Utica. You see those crystal clear skies, traffic picking up for that morning commute. And the temperature this morning officially at Griffiths, 37 degrees, calm winds, a brisk wind chill due to those calm winds. But don't worry, although the temperatures do climb, the sun will be shining as well. Yorkville Battery Live radar shows dry conditions all across central New York today, all driven in by this ridge pattern over central New York. Now, this is acting as a barrier preventing most rain from moving into central New York, but watch what happens as we head into Friday into Saturday. We have this approaching rain shower from this low pressure system. It collides with this ridge pattern, this barrier, and it starts to shift south. So some of us on Saturday might be rain free, while some of us might see rain the entire day. One of these very unique circumstances that we'll be dealing with as we head into Saturday. We'll dive into that here shortly. First, though, here is a look at what we'll expect today and tomorrow. Sunshine to start, temperatures climbing into the 60s with a decent northwesterly wind of 10 to 15 miles an hour. As we head into tonight, we're going to see clouds increase, and this is the window where, yes, frost is certainly likely in the areas that see clearing, mainly in the Adirondacks. But notice here we got some stubborn clouds, so frost less than likely. So it all depends on how the cloud cover behaves tonight and whether frost is possible. For now, though, I'm treating it as less and less likely with this type of cloud cover here. Regardless, we do climb back into the 60s again tomorrow with sunshine, partly cloudy skies. Toward the evening, south and west of Utica, Madison County, Chenango County, even Otsego County, you might see a stray shower in the evening and overnight. It does remain dry to start Saturday morning, but look at this right here. Here comes the rainfall. But watch, areas to the north, Old Forge, Speculator, you might barely see even a drop of rain as this rain chance pretty much skims the area and then pushes its way south and east. So stay tuned for updates on Saturday's forecast. For now, though, it appears to drop a good amount of rain in some areas and not a single drop in others. Today's highs in the 60s, a beautiful spring day. Still, though, wind speeds certainly something to mention, 10 to 15 miles an hour in the afternoon. So a little blustery, but not too bad. Your 7-day forecast, 60s on tap today and tomorrow. A little cooler on Saturday, warming back up into the 60s Sunday and Monday with sunshine, so not too bad of a 7-day stretch. Gary?
Eric, thanks. U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary, well, from Washington to right here in Deerfield, meteorologist Eric Gage joining us, and 2 in a row. What gorgeous days we're having.
Yeah, and it's even warmer today than yesterday already. Yeah. Got some sunshine so far outside. Here's a live look at our tower cam overlooking the Mohawk Valley. As you can see here, beautiful blue skies. We have officially hit 66 degrees, and the temperatures keep climbing. Now, I'm looking off camera here at our satellite feed. We have a couple of clouds rolling their way in from the northwest. You can see them getting picked up at Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo, but not impacting the sunshine a whole lot today. In fact, a lot of faded sunshine. Yorkville Battery Live radar, dry conditions all across the region, and today our highs will climb into the upper 60s. Dare I say pushing 70? We might get lucky just based off how much sunshine we're seeing. But regardless, as we head closer to sunset, clouds will increase. It remains mostly cloudy tonight with lows in the 40s. Now tomorrow, we have a few more clouds to track, but we have some rain chances to track as well as we head into the weekend. We'll have the latest details on the timing, the amounts, and everything you need to know to plan out at least the first half of your weekend coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon, Assemblywoman.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody, on this Thursday. So far, turning out rather nice. Lots of blue skies, temperatures climbing into the 60s. Here's a look at downtown Utica. A beautiful blue skies seen out there right now. And, of course, those temperatures continue to climb. 66 degrees. I still mentioned today would be blustery, wouldn't it? Well, so far, we have a decent northerly wind of 16 miles an hour. So that's certainly enough of a speed to definitely feel on your afternoon walk today. Still, highly recommend getting out and enjoying the nice weather while we still have it today, and at least for tomorrow, too. Yorkville Battery Live radar, dry conditions locally, all forced into place by this ridge pattern over central New York. Now, as we head into tonight, we're going to see a cloud pattern move in, maybe a stray sprinkle or two, but the main story is what takes place heading into Saturday. You see right here, this is the ridge I've mentioned that's keeping our weather pretty quiet. However, this low pressure moves in and slams into that ridge. And what it's going to do is it's going to start sliding its way south rather than continuing eastward. So some of us on Saturday might be entirely dry. The more north and east you go in this outline here in central New York, the less of a shot you're going to see rain. South and west, more likely to see rainfall. But let's time it out. First today, though, we got some sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. Overall, pretty nice day today. Those clouds increase tonight, maybe a stray sprinkle, but otherwise a pretty pleasant overnight. Overnight lows in the 40s, the cloud cover preventing widespread frost, which could be possible in the Adirondacks early tomorrow morning for those of you that might still see some sunshine or at least clear skies during the overnight hours. Then by the afternoon, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, highs approaching near 60 again tomorrow. Not as sunny, but certainly not overcast. So we got a bit of that wiggle room here in terms of the weather for tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, we've got a few stray showers, mainly falling south and west of Utica. In Madison, Shenango, Otsego County, those are the rain showers are possible. And then as we head into Saturday, rain showers slowly approach from the southwest. You can kind of see the collision of the front right here with that ridge to the point where as you head the more north and east, well, look at this. Rainfall generally staying either in the Mohawk Valley in south and west and dry heading up north of the Mohawk Valley. So quite a different story here. In terms of wind speeds, that's the only thing that could be affecting anything outside today. At least a decent wind is going to make it feel a bit blustery, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Still, though, not too bad. And aside from this, it's a beautiful day today. I got another pretty nice day tomorrow, highs in the 60s. Rain showers, depending on location, Saturday. Sunday, sunshine, 63 degrees. Monday, a little warmer, 68 the high. Couple rain showers expected middle of the week next week, but I mean, this is just a great stretch of weather for late April into early May. We're in the 60s, we got sunshine, certainly a lot of great outdoor weather too. So maybe get ready to head to the golf course, do some yard work, anything that you want to plan outside.
We're finally getting paid back for that rough winter.
That's right.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. Wildfires continue to affect parts of... Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, we continue to get so many unbelievable pictures from our viewers, and we have another one today, right?
This one put a smile on my face, and when I first saw it, it looked to be, you know, maybe a baby otter or something like that. Then more comments came in. It was a baby mink.
Oh my.
Regardless of what it is a baby of, it's still a baby animal, and it is so gorgeous, and I love this photo, and I hope it probably put a smile on your face. It is just downright gorgeous. It was taken on the Rahill Trail in Whitesboro by Dieter, so shout out to the beautiful scenery on the Rahill Trail, and again, just an amazing shot right here. Another amazing shot overlooking the Mohawk Valley. Beautiful blue skies, a pretty nice spring afternoon out there, albeit it's a bit windy. Yes, we're in the 60s right now. It's sunny out. It feels like springtime. It looks like springtime, but that wind is certainly no joke, especially from the north here. We got around 14 to 15 miles an hour, gusts possibly approaching 20 miles an hour. We'll look at those winds here momentarily, but at least here on the radar, it's pretty dry. Next 12 hours, we cool back down into the 40s tonight. Clouds, maybe a stray sprinkle. Otherwise, though, a mainly dry stretch of weather that lingers throughout the day Friday, before we are tracking the arrival of some more rain on Saturday, but not everyone will see it. I'll explain the very complicated forecast for your Saturday rainfall coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Federal lawmakers.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Beautiful blue skies encompass all of central New York right now. We got a few high-level cirrus clouds. You see those wispy ones way up in the atmosphere. Now, it's a beautiful day, but the one thing that might dampen this beautiful day is certainly the wind. I know some of you have been mentioning it on social media regarding this wind speed. Decent, around 16 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 plus miles an hour. So certainly it's enough wind to remind you it's windy out. And we'll continue to see these winds peak over the next few hours. Eventually these will wane as we head into the overnight. It's also a pretty dry day out there. Yorkville Battery Live Radar, dry conditions all across the region. And I've been mentioning for the past few days, this ridging pattern is what's keeping our weather dry for much of the next few days. There will be some isolated sprinkle chances, but at least no notable rainfall until Saturday. You see right here, this brief round of sprinkles could glide along the ridge pattern here, but basically, unless rain gets carried by the current of winds called the jet stream, anything that's outside of it is going to get steered away from the region. Look what happens here. You see we've got rainfall approaching. You probably think, if you've seen this multiple times before, it just continues its way east, but it actually just slides south. And some sections of our area in this outline will miss rainfall entirely for Saturday. And that's the tricky part of this forecast. I can say it's going to rain, but it depends on where you are if it's going to rain. So, on our Skycast today, it's sunny out, temperatures in the 60s. Tonight, we got clouds increasing, a stray sprinkle possible. This will only amount to wetting some surfaces, but that's really about it. It won't have enough to cause anything in terms of ponding or whatnot. Either way, overnight, the cloud cover is what's going to prevent any widespread frost. Now, fingers crossed, it does remain rather persistent. If the cloud cover begins to fall apart, well, we're going to see some frost be a bit more widespread. But for now, it's a bit isolated, focused in the Adirondacks. Tomorrow, it's partly cloudy, highs in the upper 50s, low 60s. A few isolated sprinkles in Shenango, Otsego, and Madison County before we head into the overnight and the arrival of more widespread rain Saturday. But look what happens here. Again, right near Utica is this balancing point. Almost as if there's a barrier here, because watch as the rainfall just continues and then shifts its way south and east. So that's the story for Saturday. We'll keep you up to date and in the loop on the latest trends regarding that rainfall. Still, though, it's a bit of a blustery afternoon, peaking around 16 to 17 mile per hour sustained winds. Wind gusts, again, in the 20-ish plus miles per hour range. But following today, the winds are a lot weaker tomorrow. We got some sunshine mixed in with a few clouds. Rain showers Saturday, sunshine Sunday and Monday. Overall, the average high temperature here the next few days looking to be in the low 60s. So I'll take low 60s,
Yeah.
Gary. I know a lot of you guys watching might take low 60s, and the sunshine, too, an added perk.
We'll take today and tomorrow for sure.
That's right.
Eric, thanks. In California, rain and heat are both threatening the region, which produces most of the country's strawberries. Michael Rosales has more.
Strawberry is the top crop on the Central Coast. Produce Business magazine reports 90% of the country's strawberries come from the area, but a heavy dose of rain could prevent the fruit from ever reaching your table.
So you got a lot of fruit out there already, and then when the rains come in, it can just knock those back.
So the fruit loss is going to be tremendous. Just this morning, I measured an inch and a half of rain over the past 2 days. Usually berries start to break down after half an inch.
For farmers, rain can mean mold or even cause the fruits to burst or split.
The fruit, as we all know, have sugars in them, and then that gets drawn into the area of higher concentration, and subsequently that results in the fruit bursting.
Now, they say hundreds, if not thousands, of strawberries could be wasted after a good rain. And this is exactly what they're talking about. We're here at a strawberry field in Watsonville, and you can just see piles of strawberries that have fallen. Rain is not the only concern either. Recent heat has put the growing season ahead by about 3 weeks. While this has helped with production costs, those benefits may go away soon.
Also, we were fruiting at the same time that Oxnard was, Baja California, and Santa Maria. So yes, prices will go up, but I think they're going to go up from, they were pretty low because we had so much production.
Santa Cruz County Ag Commissioner David Sanford says the Central Coast ag industry is used to it.
With these kinds of rains in the spring, they're not entirely uncommon. They set things back a little bit in terms of timing of picking, slowing things down. Again, thinning of berries that have been damaged. But the growers here in the Pajaro and Watsonville area are very resilient. They're very used to this. And I think, as Mark said, they'll be back picking fruit very quickly.
And that was Michael Rosales reporting from Santa Cruz. Stay with us. More news is up.
And with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Pleasant day today. We're going to get another nice one tomorrow before rain returns as we start the weekend. Current temperature 61 degrees. It's cloudy outside. There are a couple of sprinkles showing up on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These will be very light. They're falling into very dry air, so a lot of these are not reaching the ground. Can't rule out a very brief sprinkle this evening, but I think it's going to be mainly dry and cloudy. Looking at mostly cloudy skies tonight. The winds diminish as we head into this evening. It's been a pretty windy afternoon. We don't deal with the same wind tomorrow. We're looking at another nice day, lots of sunshine. Things change Saturday. We're tracking an area of rain that will be approaching from the west, and it will slowly move into central New York, bringing us a steady rainfall, especially later in the day. This evening, mostly cloudy. Again, can't rule out a sprinkle. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. Another beautiful Friday before the weather changes to start the weekend. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
State police arrested a 27-year-old from Rome accused of...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A lovely day across central New York, second day in a row. Temperatures are going to stay this way, and we're going to see more sunshine tomorrow, but things are going to change heading into the weekend. We have clouded up this evening. We had a lot of sunshine today. You notice that the weather is changing a bit. This is all part of a stalled front that's in central New York, and there's a couple of sprinkles that are showing up. A lot of this is falling into exceptionally dry air, so it's not making it to the ground. However, can't rule out a very brief sprinkle this evening. It really shouldn't be a big deal. Check this out. This picture, a moose in Hinckley Reservoir. This is from Naomi Bello. We occasionally can see them around here. They're mainly in the Adirondack State Park, but they do occasionally show up. A great sighting to see. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. If we have rain, for example, that we're expecting Saturday, you can have the radar at your fingertips and track it along with us. So we look at current temperatures. Little Falls 63, Dellsville 61, West Berlin 62. Again, a very pleasant day. 66 in Sherburne, 63 in Cooperstown, and 63 degrees in Morris. Again, a stalled front producing some cloud cover. Again, a couple of sprinkles here this evening. This system is pretty much going to sit in place. It's actually going to shift slightly to the west tomorrow, so we do get back into sunshine, and then a ripple of low pressure moves along this boundary, and that brings rain on Saturday. So while things don't move very much, so the weather doesn't change very much between now and tomorrow, it will change Saturday as the next weather system moves in from the northwest. Tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s. We stay away from frost tonight. The only exception is the Adirondacks. Could get down into the low 30s. Tomorrow, it's mostly sunny skies, just a few high clouds, beautiful afternoon, dry, temperatures climb to near 60 degrees. On Saturday, things look tricky. So this area of low pressure works in from the west, but it's following this northwest wind pattern. So what's going to happen is the rain will very slowly move to the east throughout the day. So it's going to be generally wet, if not a downright washout in areas south and west of Utica, particularly Madison, Shenango County. Areas to the north and east, the Adirondacks, stay dry for most of Saturday. And in between here in the Mohawk Valley, we start out dry, and then rain moves in later in the day. In terms of rainfall on Saturday, again, it looks like areas south and west pick up about a half an inch to a quarter to half an inch of rainfall, and then far lesser amounts to the north and east. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, another beautiful day, 61. Again, some wet weather Saturday, but Sunday looks dry, and temperatures will stay in the 60s heading into next week, up to 68 Monday, beautiful day. Some rain showers return Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Well, thank you.
Wildfires in the southeast burning. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
So as the weather continues to warm up, we are keeping track of the hummingbird migration. They are on their way north, and we had our first report of hummingbirds in Syracuse, so they're very close by. We have yet to hear any reports of them happening locally, but if you have spotted a hummingbird, let us know. Send us an email, whether at WKTV.com. This is early. They're usually here in May, but the weather has been very warm for the most part in April. We've been running way above average, so they have been moving north earlier than usual. A couple of sprinkles out there this evening. Otherwise, it's going to be a beautiful stretch of weather through tomorrow. Temperatures are in the 60s, and we're going to climb into the 60s again tomorrow. It's cloudy, and that wind has been very noticeable today from the west-northwest. Sustained 18 miles an hour. We've been seeing gusts up to 30 miles an hour. The winds will become lighter tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the low 60s. A cooler Saturday with rain on the way, but temperatures will be very close to average here throughout the course of the next 7 days. If you're taking the dog out for a walk this evening, the weather looks pretty nice. Cloudy skies, temperatures in the 60s. Tonight's featured dog is Sadie from New Hartford. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Sadie has a look. Avid readers have a chance to refresh their bookshelf.
Today in
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Clouds have returned to central New York after a sunny day. We are tracking some lovely weather to finish the work week, but things do change for Saturday. Some rain is on the way. It's a live look at Oneonta. Again, cloud cover has returned, and we are seeing some sprinkles showing up on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The air is very dry at the surface, so just because we're seeing rain doesn't mean it's making it to the ground. We have to remember that the way that Doppler radar works is that it's measuring rain from a height of about a mile from the surface. It can't see what's happening directly on the ground just because of the way the radar works. And the beam angle, because these radar sites are dozens of miles away from this location. And what's happening here is precipitation likely is evaporating before it reaches the ground. We call it virga. So sprinkle is possible this evening. I don't think it's going to last for very long. Check this out. This turkey vulture was spotted earlier today. This was actually taken yesterday by Brandy in Hinckley. So the wildlife's out, the wildlife's back, very active on these nice weather days. We had a lot of wind today, though, and so let's see what the wind's going to be like over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, breezy, not like today. It does turn windy Saturday, although I still think it's less than what we saw today. The winds become lighter Sunday and Monday. Believe it or not, when you look at the climate stats, April is also a pretty windy month here in central New York. It's not just March. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 64, Mike in New Hartford 66, Barneveld 58, Norway 61, Jeff and Mohawk 65 degrees. Cloud cover across central New York. We've got a stalled front. The next wave of low pressure will follow this area of cloud cover and bring us rain Saturday. In the meantime, though, things will be relatively quiet. Some extra clouds tonight. Temperatures will drop into the upper 30s to low 40s. This front shifts to the west tomorrow briefly, so that will allow for some sunshine to break out tomorrow afternoon, allowing for temperatures to get into the low 60s. Tomorrow night, clouds thicken up, and that area of low pressure moves in. This brings clouds to central New York on Saturday, and a very different day depending on your location. There's a better chance of rain lasting much of the day south and west of Utica. North and east in the Adirondacks, it's mostly dry. In between Utica, the Mohawk Valley, we start out dry, and then rain moves in later in the day. Temperatures will be in the low 50s. Forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low 36. Tomorrow, sunshine returns, beautiful afternoon, less wind than today, 61. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain returns Saturday, 54. Partly sunny Sunday and Monday, a couple of beautiful days. Rain chances here next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Turned out to be a nice day across central New York. Lots of sunshine. Clouds have returned from the northwest. Temperature is 60 degrees. We are tracking a couple of sprinkles on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A lot of these are not reaching the ground, but some of them are. So we can't rule out a sprinkle this evening. For the most part, it's going to be a beautiful stretch of weather through tomorrow. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies this evening. The winds will diminish. It was a pretty windy afternoon. The winds will not return quite like today, tomorrow. We do have a light breeze, though. Another nice day. As we look ahead, Saturday, things start to change. We're tracking rain that's expected to move in from the west. And it starts out dry for a lot of us, but it does turn wet for later in the day. This evening, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s, mostly cloudy. Again, a brief shower is possible. We're tracking our next chance of rain to start the weekend. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
New at 6, a motorcycle operator is in critical condition after a crash on Route 233 in Westmoreland yesterday. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office says Christopher Cefalia of Rome tried to pass a car that was turning left and crashed. Cefalia was airlifted.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Another pleasant day across central New York. Temperatures made it into the 60s. It was a lot sunnier earlier, but clouds have returned. This is a live look at our downtown camera on the Nexus building, and we're looking at, again, cloudy skies. A couple of sprinkles are showing up on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These are very, very light. A lot of these aren't even reaching the ground, so we can't rule out a sprinkle this evening. Most of us, though, will stay dry, and it stays cloudy. Check this out. This is a moose spotted at Hinckley Reservoir. This was taken earlier this week from Naomi Bello. Beautiful creature. We're looking at windy conditions. The winds today, we saw winds as high as 30 miles an hour. I don't expect the same tomorrow. We're looking at wind gusts maybe 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's about half of what we saw today. The winds pick up on Saturday, but again, not as strong as today. And then they become later on Sunday and Monday. Believe it or not, April can be a very windy month. Our climate stats say it's not that far behind March in a lot of cases. I know we think of March as the windiest month of the year, but April's very, very close. Whitesboro, 64 degrees. Mike in New Hartford, 66. Barneveld, 58. Norway, 61. Mohawk, Jeff with 65. Westford, 62. And Edmonston, Scott with 63. Today's weather comes from the northwest. There's a stalled front that is producing some clouds. This front will eventually produce rain on Saturday. Not a whole lot changes weather-wise. It means a nice day tomorrow, but then as that low pressure system rolls in, that'll bring us some rain for Saturday. Storm Tracker 2 skycast tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s. It's dry tomorrow. That frontal boundary will shift to the west, which means the clouds will go with it. We're expecting plenty of sunshine, beautiful afternoon. Temperatures look to top out in the low 60s. That front will head back to the east on Saturday, and it'll bring some rain with it. This day starts out dry, 8 a.m., cloudy skies. The rain will very slowly push in from the west, and it will take a long time. So areas west of Utica will get into the rain in the morning and for the rest of the day. But areas east of Utica, it may take most of the day for the rain to arrive. For Utica, the Mohawk Valley, it looks like it starts out dry and then rain arrives in the early afternoon. Forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low of 36. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny skies, beautiful afternoon, a high of 61. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain on Saturday, 54. Beautiful Sunday and Monday, sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. We stay in the 60s next week with April showers. Temperatures in the 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
They'll bring May flowers.
That's right.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6 with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. What a great picture.
Yeah.
How Naomi captured this is beyond me.
Fantastic. Do you know what the plural of moose is?
What is it?
Meese. No, I'm just kidding. I always wanted to say that on TV.
Oh, we're going to get calls now,
No,
Bill.
it's
He's
moose.
kidding.
I'm kidding. Anyway, great sight of it to see. It's neat to see. I've never seen a moose in person.
Me neither.
I love these photos. This is fantastic. And yeah, I know that they're in the Adirondacks occasionally. There's a few of them out there, but they start coming out when the weather gets nice. And hey, don't we all though, right? Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of sprinkles are showing up. A lot of this isn't reaching the ground, but we could see a very brief shower tonight. It's mostly cloudy. Temperature-wise, we're 53 degrees, and we will remain cloudy as we head into tonight. Looking at mostly cloudy conditions overnight, another beautiful day tomorrow. Rain returns Saturday. We're tracking the timing of that and how much rain we're expecting coming up. Tonight, mostly cloudy, down to 36. Again, tracking our next round of rain to start the weekend. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A possible merger between the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. We're looking at cloudy skies tonight. Last night, skies were clear. Tonight, cloud cover is upon us. We're going to hold on to the clouds tonight. Eventually, the clouds will move to the west, and we'll get a chance to dry out. We'll see sunshine tomorrow. This live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar is not making it to the ground. We look at the ground reports. It is still dry. The radar's kind of throwing us off tonight, kind of overdoing some of the light precipitation that are coming out of the clouds. Those are not reaching the ground. Look at Saranac Lake, 35 degrees. Just about everybody else in the states in the 50s. Looking at, again, cloudy skies. Check out this turkey vulture. This was spotted in Hinckley today from Brandy. The wildlife, again, just out and active. Very windy day today. We've got a breeze tomorrow. It won't be as windy as what we dealt with today. The winds come back somewhat Saturday, and then they become lighter Sunday and Monday. April is a windy month. We don't think of it that way, but the climate stats say April can be windy. In fact, we get to have winds in April very similar to parts of March. As we look at the bigger picture, our weather is coming from the north. We have a stalled frontal boundary in place, and this is going to eventually bring an area of low pressure with it, which will bring us some rain on Saturday. Until that happens, we're going to be kind of stuck in the middle of this. This cloud cover will shift to the west, and then as that low pressure arrives, it'll shift back to the east and bring us some rain. So again, we start to clear out tomorrow. Again, those clouds move to the west. We'll start out with temperatures in the low 40s in the morning. Again, I think we'll see a decent amount of sunshine throughout the day, and it should be a pretty warm afternoon with temperatures in the low 60s. The weather remains dry tomorrow night. Clouds will start to build in from the west, again, as things start to shift. As low pressure arrives, rain breaks out. Now, the rain starts out earlier west. This is going to be a very slow mover. The leading edge of rain looks to make its way into the Mohawk Valley Saturday afternoon. Places to the north and east, the Adirondacks, stay dry for most of Saturday. It's kind of a tricky forecast here with a good portion of central New York right on the edge. In terms of rainfall, at this point, it's not heavy, but areas south of Utica could pick up a quarter to a half an inch. North of the Mohawk Valley, very little rain is expected Saturday. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 36. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, beautiful afternoon, 61. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers Saturday, 54. Sunday, Monday looks nice, partly to mostly sunny. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Showers return Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We get some great pictures from our viewers.
Yeah?
This is so cool. Have you ever seen a moose in person?
I have never seen a moose. I've been in the woods a lot. I've done a lot of hikes, but I've never seen one. I know they're in the Adirondacks, but this picture from Naomi Bello, beautiful shot. This is in Hinckley. Beautiful animals. Nice to see. And of course, they're a lot more active as the weather gets nice, as we all are, as the sun comes out and the long winter is coming to an end. We are tracking some lovely weather to finish the work week. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing some light rain showers showing up, but they're not making it to the ground. It's been dry this evening, and I think this will be the case tonight. 51 degrees, the current temperature, cloudy skies. We stay mostly cloudy tonight. Another beautiful day tomorrow with sunshine. The weather does change. We're expecting rain to return on Saturday. Mostly cloudy tonight. Overnight lows drop into the low 40s to upper 30s. Again, we are tracking rain to start the weekend, and we're timing that out and also looking at accumulation. And that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A possible merger between
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It is a cloudy night, but it's quiet. We are tracking a few sprinkles that are showing up on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These are not making it to the ground. They're evaporating. It's called virga. And we can see that as we look at the current temperatures. Again, we're looking at dry conditions throughout New York State. Notice it's a lot colder to the north and east. Look at Saranac Lake, 28 degrees, clear skies. Wow, what a different world up there. We're 51 at Griffiths and Rome, and you can see some milder weather to the west. Our weather is going to look very nice tomorrow before some rain returns on Saturday. Wildlife seems to be the theme of tonight. This is a turkey vulture captured by Brandy. Look at the wingspan. This creature is also majestic. Looking at breezy conditions here over the next couple of days. The winds were strong today, but we're not expecting the winds to be as strong tomorrow. We'll get a slight break from that. It is breezy to windy at times on Saturday, and then the winds look very light Sunday and Monday. A northwest flow is bringing us clouds tonight. This boundary that's creating clouds is going to shift to the west, and that's going to allow us to clear out tomorrow. But then that moves back to the east as low pressure moves across it, and that'll bring us some rain heading into Saturday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Expect the clouds to linger. Overnight lows drop into the low 40s to upper 30s. Tomorrow starts out cloudy, but then the sun comes out. Looks like a beautiful afternoon. Warm temperatures are expected to climb into the low 60s. Tomorrow night, clouds thicken up. We're expecting some rain showers to move in from the west. Temperatures on Saturday look chilly. And the big challenge on Saturday is timing out the rain. This is going to be a very slow mover. It starts out wet south and west of Utica in the morning. It's dry in the Mohawk Valley. It's dry in the Adirondacks. That rain will gradually move in. It turns wet in the Mohawk Valley in the afternoon. It could stay entirely dry in the Adirondacks on Saturday. That is a trend we are noticing here. In terms of rainfall, heavier amounts are expected south and west of Utica, perhaps half an inch of rain. Little rain is expected north and east into the Adirondacks. In the Mohawk Valley, about a quarter of an inch of rain is expected. And again, that's for Saturday. Mostly cloudy tonight, low of 36. Tomorrow, sunshine, beautiful, high of 61. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. A few showers here on Saturday, 54. Partly sunny skies Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the 60s. Rain showers return Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be right back.